It's a rather festive Saturday night in the K. We got a retro-themed game, an outdoor game, and everything in between. My name is Andreas Sachenko and you're watching the KHL Update. We're going to Khabarovsk first, where Amur do battle with Dynamo Moscow. There's no scoring in the first, so pick it up from the second. The blue and white get on the board with a power play marker late in the period. Vadim Shipachov slides it to Dmitry Kagorlitsky, who shoots from a tough angle and banks it in off Marek Langhammer. In the dying seconds of the frame, Dynamo almost doubles their lead short-handed. Kagorlitsky sends it across the ice to Vladimir Brukman, but Langhammer makes himself look big to keep it a one-goal game. But Dynamo still secure the win late in regulation as Kagorlitsky feeds Danil Tarasov for the empty netter. Ivan Bacharov stops 26 shots for his second shutout of the year, and Dynamo Moscow take it 2-0 on the road. We're now in Ufa, where Salavat Ulayev take on Severstal. Early in the first period, Salavat had their top line out there. Janas Kampanen feeds Linus Umark backdoor. Dominic Fork comes across and the puck rings off the pipe. A little later, Dominic Fork misplays the puck behind the net. Quick pass in front and Umark whiffs on the shot. That should have been a goal. Instead, it's Severstal who opened up the scoring late in the period. Sergei Monachov scores his third of the year to convert on a power play. Salavat get back even 20 seconds past the halfway mark of the next period. The Horace Zamastov receives the puck from Dmitry Kugushev on open ice and fires it home for his third of the season as well. Severstal gets their lead back late in the period with yet another goal on the man advantage. Alexei Miknev finishes up the gorgeous passing play. Home team ties it up less than 2 minutes into the third period. This one also comes on a power play. Dmitry Kugushev shoots from on top of the right circle and we're even at twos. A few minutes later, Yegor Babenko rolls behind the net, goes for the wraparound. Yuka Metzela stops it. Karkaryashin must score, but Metzela makes a phenomenal save and stops it with his paddle. That's painful to watch if you're a Severstal fan. Especially because shortly after that, defenseman Artem Sergeyev skates to the slot, finds the rebound and scores his fourth of the year. That's the game-winning goal. Yuka Metzela with a huge save, Kugushev and Vladimir Tkachov with 2 points each, and Salavat Ulayev take it 3-2 on home ice. Severstal lose their 5th in a row. We head out to Balashikha Moscow region, where Avangard defend the ice against Lokomotiv. The visitors capitalize on the first scoring chance of the night. Georgi Ivanov nets it from inside, while 20-year-old rookie Mikhail Bilayev draws his first career KHL point on the play. Loko doubled their lead 6 minutes later as Denis Alexeyev drives to the net and scores his 7th. Danila Palkov has the only assist on this one. Loko almost improved their lead to 3-0 before the intermission as Igor Babkov comes out of the cage all the way up to the high slot and the puck almost ends up in the net. Avangard just dodged the bullet there. We skip ahead to the third. The Hawks have a man advantage early on. Alexei Melin lets a rip from the blue line and he hits the iron. And that's the story of the night. Avangard outshoot Lokomotiv 42-18, but still get blanked for the first time this season. Ilya Konovalov enjoys his 5th shutout of the year, and Lokomotiv take it 2-0 on the road. A very special game is on next. This is Gazprom Arena, normally home of Zenit St. Petersburg Soccer Club, but tonight it's where SKA holds the arch-rivals Red Army, who lead the season series 3-0. Red Army starts strong too. Just a few seconds in, Kirill Kaprizov backhands it on net from the hash marks. The puck hits the post, then Magnus Hellberg, and somehow it stays out. A few minutes later, Kaprizov sells fast but goes for a no-look shot, and this time the puck hits the bar and goes out of play. Moscow finally gets on the board 30 minutes in. Shortly after SKA kill off a penalty, Lyndon Bay bounces on the rebound and scores his 9th of the year. Second period now, Andrei Svedlakov chips it off the boards down the ice. Pavel Kornaukhov kicks it into gear and scores his 2nd of the season. Red Army lead 2-0. And then Kornaukhov drops him with Viktor Tikhonov. They go at it for a good minute, trading punches before linesmen break it up. Tikhonov was looking to give his team a spark, but it didn't work. A few minutes later, Red Army increased the lead to 3-0. Kaprizov gets it in over the goal line. SK finally saw Vilosorokin late in the third frame, and it's former Red Army players who combine on this power play. Nikolai Prokhorkin with the setup and Nikita Gusev with the blast. It doesn't end well for SKA though. Yannick Hansen puts it on ice with the empty netter. Red Army sweep the season series 4-0, but if it's any consolation for St. Petersburg, they just set a new KHL attendance record with just under 70,000 fans showing up for the game. Red Army end their 2-game skid with a solid 4-1 win on the road. And now to Moscow, where Spartak are up against Sochi. It's a retro-themed game, and the theme is the 90s in Russia. Not the best of times for the country by any means, but it doesn't mean you can't have any fun with it. We'll pick it up from the second. Spartak get on the board just 90 seconds before the intermission. Artush Karsov finishes off the tic-tac-toe play with a snipe. Sochi got back even 7 minutes into the third. Julius Hudacek misplaced the puck behind his net, and he's gonna have to pay for that. Sean Collins fires it home from the high slot. But the red and white get their lead back in a hurry. Andrei Kutekin takes a shot. Mitrushikin has a piece of it, but Kutekin buries his own rebound. 2-1 Spartak now. The Leopards get back even with a power play marker a few minutes later. Ziad Paigin unloads from the blue line and hits the twine. What a rocket! The game goes to overtime. Spartak get a power play, but Sochi kill it off, and shortly after that, Ben Maxwell ends it. 30-year-old Canadian stays with the play, wins the battle for the puck, and scores his 8th of the year. Spartak win 3-2 in overtime. We move on to Helsinki, Finland now, where Jokeri play host to Dynamo Riga. And it starts with a fight. Less than 2 minutes in, Oliver Lauritsen drops the mitts, and so does Colton Gillis. Two big boys duke it out, always a sight to see. The Jesters score shortly after that, but it's waved off at the video review as the play was offside. Dynamo score one that counts a few moments after Jokeri kill off a penalty. Linus Vidal nets his 19th goal of the year. Homeside gets back even early in the second with a power play marker. Alex Grant puts on a net from the right wing, and Brian O'Neill skillfully redirects it home. Terrific example of great hand-eye coordination. Riga get their lead back later in the period as they score on a power play as well. Lauris Darzic puts it in for his 9th. But Jokeri level it again at the last minute of the period. Henry Ikonen puts it right on the blade of Max Vern's stick across the ice, and Vern scores his 4th. What a pass by Ikonen, are you kidding me? That's insane. Third period now, Ginsmeyer blazes to the net all by his lonesome, shoots, hits the post, it bounces off the skate of Ryan Zapolsky, and somehow stays out. Hard to believe it, but it did. It goes to overtime, and the Jesters win it. Victor Love snipes it from open ice. Jokeri take it 3-2 in overtime and improve their lead in the season series to 2-1. And there's just one more score to tell you about. Sibir lost a very important game for them to Admiral, who are currently dead last in league standings. The Sailors won 4-1 on the road. That's it for the KHL update, but do come back tomorrow for 7 more games, including Kunlun Vitas and Slovan vs Metalurg. My name is Andreas Sachenko, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.